At least 10 people have been killed and 46 others injured after Russia launched another massive overnight missile and drone attack on Ukraine's capital Kyiv, marking the second deadly assault on the city within a week. Notably, the fresh barrage struck residential neighborhoods in the early hours of Monday, causing widespread destruction to apartment buildings and other civilian infrastructure. Rescue teams are continuing search operations as officials fear the death toll could rise further. And according to the Ukrainian authorities, Russia fired a combination of ballistic missiles, cruise missiles and attack drones at Kyiv. Multiple explosions echoed across the city as Ukrainian air defense systems attempted to intercept the incoming missiles. And despite all these efforts, several projectiles struck residential areas, triggering fires, collapsing buildings and trapping people beneath the debris. Kyiv Mayor Vitaly said that emergency response teams were immediately deployed after the attack. Firefighters, rescue personnel, police and medical teams rushed to the multiple locations across the capital in order to rescue residents and evacuate survivors. Search and rescue operations are continuing at more than 20 sites, with heavy equipment being used to clear rubble and locate people feared trapped inside the damaged buildings. The head of Kyiv's military administration, Timur, confirmed that at least 10 people had lost their lives while 46 others, including 5 children, were injured. He warned that the casualty figure could increase as rescue operations continue. Officials said that at least 15 residential buildings were either damaged or completely destroyed during the strikes. One of the worst hit areas was Kyiv's historic Podilskyi district, where a 9-story apartment building suffered severe structural damage after being struck by a missile. Rescue teams used ladder trucks to reach residents trapped on the upper floors, while emergency workers searched the collapsed sections of the building. Another high-rise residential building in the same district also sustained heavy damage. In the eastern district, missile fragments struck a 25-story apartment building, while a fire broke out in a nearby 30-story residential tower. Emergency services safely evacuated residents as firefighters worked to control the blaze. Images from the city showed collapsed buildings, burnt vehicles, shattered windows and rescue workers carrying injured residents on stretchers through the smoke-filled streets. The attacks also extended beyond the capital, as in the surrounding Kyiv region, one additional person was killed and at least 15 others were injured. The southern port city of Odessa also came under attack, where at least one person was reported injured following another wave of Russian strikes. The latest assault came just a day after another large-scale Russian attack on Kyiv that killed at least 30 people, making it the deadliest strike on the Ukrainian capital this year. Ukrainian officials say that the repeated attacks demonstrate an escalation in Russia's aerial campaign despite ongoing international efforts to end the war. Hours before the latest barrage, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky had warned that intelligence reports suggested Russia was preparing another major attack on Kyiv. Following these strikes, Zelensky once again appealed to Ukraine's allies for stronger military support, particularly additional air defense systems and long-range missiles. He said delays in supplying advanced weapons only increase civilian casualties and allow Russia to continue its attacks. And the renewed strikes comes just ahead of the NATO summit in Turkey, where President Zelensky is expected to meet US President Donald Trump. The conflict in Ukraine is expected to be one of the key issues on the summit agenda, with discussions likely to focus on military assistance, air defense support and efforts to bring an end to the ongoing war. And as rescue teams continue searching for survivors beneath the collapsed buildings, Ukrainian authorities have warned that the number of casualties could still rise. And the latest attack has once again highlighted the devastating impact of the Russia-Ukraine war on civilians, with homes, families and entire neighborhoods bearing the brunt of the continuing conflict. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.